Hello from UW River Falls. Welcome new school psychology program graduate students. My name is Scott Wadaszewski. I am program director and I'm just so pleased that you have chosen to join us here at UW River Falls. The faculty is busy getting ready for you, thinking about you and your curriculum, and this brief overview is intended to simply get you thinking about program structure, some key resources, and hopefully you walk away feeling like you're just a little bit more ready to be successful and get started in the program. It is also intended to supplement the video conference session that we will be holding with you on May 2nd. I hope that you're able to join us then. That will be more of an open forum for questions and answers. There will be current students on hand as well as other faculty members. So for now, let's just get a quick program overview on the table and we'll move forward after that. I'd like to start with just a note about where school psychology sits in the overall array of career options that I know that you have. The U.S. News and World Report magazine has always come up with a top 100 career list, and school psychology fits in quite nicely at number 2 in the best social services job. It's a top 100 overall career and number 2 as a social service job. So there's a lot of reasons for that. If you would like to read more, there's a link at the bottom of this page. It covers all kinds of things from how rewarding a career is, longevity, pay, culture, those kinds of things can be covered in the link here. So just an FYI. Let's talk about the structure of where the program fits in the broader department, college, and university. We are one of 2 programs that fit within the department that is called the Department of Counseling and School Psychology. And as you might guess, the 2 graduate programs are counseling and school psychology. Our counseling program is very much focused on school counseling, as you can see on the slide, and there are 3 faculty members that are associated with that program. That's Dr. Caroline Baker, Dr. Mark Gillen, and Dr. Michaela Sacra. Dr. Baker also happens to be the counseling program coordinator and the overall department chairperson. I am the program director for school psychology, so I oversee this program. Dr. Baker oversees the entire department, which again subsumes the 2 graduate programs of school psychology and school counseling. Other program faculty members in school psychology include Dr. Todd Savage and Dr. Ann Zaslavsky. Both will be on hand on May 2nd and available for you to speak with. But this is just intended to give you an overall view of our department and how it works. So the long and the short of it is that we are one program in a department of 6 people. And also, as you can see from the title of this slide, we are within the College of Education and Professional Studies, one of 4 colleges that fits within the overall university. Our program, as you probably know, is nationally approved. It is approved by the National Association of School Psychologists. There are 10 training domains, and I won't go into all of the details associated with those 10 training domains. But what's important for you to know is that our program curriculum is founded on those 10 training domains. We cannot and will not skip any one of those domains or overemphasize one at the expense of another. You are really going to get a broad foundation in school psychology services. What you see on the screen here is known as the NASP practice model, and every course syllabus will highlight what part of this model that course touches upon. And so in the end, when you complete the entire curriculum, you will have knowledge and skills in all of these areas. And that's really, really important for you as a future school psychologist. And it's important for us as a NASP approved program to say that we are giving you, again, a broad foundation of skills and knowledge. In addition to those 10 training domains, there are points of emphasis that we really take pride in as a program. While we may be similar to other NASP approved programs in those 10 training domains, what you see on the screen here are aspects of the NASP practice model that we really value in particular. The faculty have many discussions and speak with others in the field and really think that these are things that are very, very important. Not that any of the 10 domains are not important, but these particular aspects are particularly important to our faculty. So you can see things like advocacy, collaboration, continuous improvement, integrity, social justice, and a student-centered approach. Again, I won't go into the details, but you can see on the screen some of the things that we consider that to be important related to those aspects, and we will certainly talk about them more on May 2nd, as well as you get started in the program. Let's talk about the program in terms of its overall structure. First of all, we are a 4-year evening-based program. Evening-based means that most classes will start at 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 4:30 in the afternoon. Most classes will run once a week for about 3 hours. So if your class starts at 4, it may go from 4 to 7, 4:30 to 7:30. That type of structure is common. Evening based in that we do not have any day based courses. Occasionally during the summer, there will be a part of a course that is during the day. We definitely let you know when those are as much as 6 months or more in advance so that you can plan accordingly. 2 degrees are part of the school psychology program. After the first 2 years, our students earn a master's degree. It's a Master's of Science in Education degree, more specifically. And then after the second 2 years, or year 4, students earn an Educational Specialist degree, or an EDS. So you do get both degrees. We are one program that has 2 degrees. The first 2 years, that master's degree is 34 credits. And then years 3 and 4, the EDS years, are an additional 32 credits. That all adds up, of course, to 66 credits. And in the end, it's important for you to know that that EDS degree is the minimum degree required for licensure in most states. It certainly is in our region. So earning the master's degree might be a nice feather in your cap, but if you were to stop at that point, you would not be able to maintain a long-term license as a school psychologist in most states. It's also important to know that the 4th year is the internship year. You will have completed all of the other coursework and you will simply be more or less being on your first year on the job during that 4th year. You are taking internship credits. There are program expectations for that internship, assignments and requirements. But you are out on the job, and 9 times out of 10, those 4th year internships are fully paid at the rate of a first year school psychologist. So that's important to work into your plans. As far as other instructors and resources in the program, there will be adjunct instructors for a few of our classes. They are carefully chosen based on their practitioner expertise. All of those adjunct instructors are practicing school psychologists, so they will bring a lot of real-world wisdom to the table. You will additionally have courses with the school counseling faculty that I mentioned before, as well as one course, the Exceptional Child course, that is housed within special education. Let's talk about general course structure. Years 1 and year 2, years 1 and 2 are both housed on our main campus in River Falls, and specifically that's the Wyman Education Building. It's almost assured that your courses during years 1 and 2 will be in that Wyman Education Building. Students are expected to take anywhere between 1 and 3 classes a semester. There's a range there because you can certainly move some classes to summer and lighten your load during the fall or spring. Some semesters might require a minimum of 2 classes because there's just not a summer option for some of them. But other semesters you could take as few as 1 and or load up and have 3 classes if you want to avoid courses in the summer. So there's a little bit of flexibility there, but if you wanted a rule of thumb, you could probably plan on 2 nights a week during most semesters in years 1 and 2. Year three is also known as our practicum year. You would be down to one class a week, which is on Thursday nights, as well as 20 hours a week of day-based practicum hours. So in cases like year three, if you are someone who wants to work during the day, you will have to eliminate some of your regular work hours so that you can fit in your 20 hours of practicum. Those 20 hours of practicum are assigned by by the program faculty, and that's a very careful process that we start to cover with you during year two of the program so that you know what is on the horizon. Year four is that internship year, as I mentioned. You are only taking internship credits at that point, and you are typically being paid. I mentioned the Wyman Education Building. The picture of the Wyman Building is on the left side of the screen. Also on our main campus is the University Center, where you will find our bookstore, you will find a convenience store, places to eat, grab a cup of coffee, find a comfortable space to study, things like that. The University Center is right next door, thankfully to the Wyman Education Building, so very convenient for our students, as is the Chalmer DeVee Library, also walking distance from the Wyman Education Building. So those resources on the main campus that graduate students typically use are all right in one convenient location. As you may know, we also have classroom space in Hudson, and a picture of our Hudson Center is on the right-hand side of the screen. This building includes 7 classrooms and an office area that has a little conference room. That's all that's there, but those classrooms are very similar to what you'd find on our main campus. Very convenient for a lot of our students. You can see cars parked out front of the Hudson Center in this picture. It's free, it's easy, you park, you walk in, and you've got your classroom space right there. Our students typically report that they love the Hudson Center. It's convenient. Many students who are coming from the Twin Cities are going to cut 20 minutes of driving each way off of their commute. So it's a nice feature, and we think that you will enjoy it. Let's talk a little bit about some expectations for dispositional development. In our students, we really emphasize, as I mentioned before, social justice, taking the perspectives of others, integrity, things of that sort. So all program students are expected to explore their own personal thoughts, feelings, beliefs, and attitudes about individuals from diverse backgrounds, build competence to work in a sensitive, effective, and responsive manner with individuals from diverse backgrounds. And to help with that process, the faculty will model those above expectations in and out of the classroom. We are lifelong learners too, so we always think of ourselves as along for that same ride. We are on a journey. And we are going to communicate regularly with you about your progress, give you plenty of feedback. We will also work with the cooperating professionals and field supervisors to match you up with individuals who are going to, it's really a balancing act. They are going to have high expectations for you, but also be providing a supportive and encouraging atmosphere. That's really our goal for our faculty and all of our support people. And then finally, we will require remediation or dismissal of students from the program if some of those personal or interpersonal dispositions are deemed as interfering with progress in the program. I will tell you that we will do everything we can to keep you in the program, move you through the program. It's not our aim to weed out anybody, but occasionally an individual who may be able to do just fine academically in the program, but struggles personally or interpersonally with something, and it just makes it really difficult for them to continue and become a school psychologist. So those are things that we do not spring upon anybody. We give you, like I mentioned, lots of feedback along the way, so you will know where you stand in our program. As far as tuition and fees, I won't go into all of the details. You've got a little bit of data on the screen here, as well as some links to some information. If you are a Wisconsin resident For the master's program, those first 2 years, you're going to pay $424 a credit. And if you are a Minnesota resident, we do have reciprocity with Minnesota, so the tuition is comparable to Wisconsin, slightly more at $515 per credit for those master's degree years. So it's important that you do apply for reciprocity, and that can be done at the link on the screen. As far as the third and fourth year of the program, the EDS years, tuition for everybody, regardless of state of residence, is $480 per credit. If you've done any program shopping, you'll know that those dollar amounts are very similar to a lot of other programs in our region, but we just wanted to be transparent with you. And if, again, you want to read more about tuition or fees, you can link to the websites on the screen here. And then there's a student billing information and contact information at the bottom of the screen. Some additional resources that we will get into a little bit more on May 2nd and at additional discussions early in the fall semester. We'll talk about your faculty advisor. Everyone will be assigned one of the 3 program faculty members, myself, Dr. Todd Savage, or Dr. Ann Zaslavsky. One of us will be your faculty advisor. Every course that we have in our program also has a Canvas site. If you are not familiar with Canvas, it is much like Blackboard or other course platforms where content is housed. So the syllabus, materials, assignment rubrics, things of that sort are all housed on the Canvas site. So we will get you oriented to Canvas if you have not used it. We have a writing center on campus to assist students with their writing. ESIS is the electronic student information system. This is where you can access everything related to your account. So billing, your course schedule, a variety of other things are listed there. It's really where you can log in and find out information about your account. As well, we require students to have a student membership of NASP, the National Association of School Psychologists. You get resources. You begin your journey of professional development not after graduate school, but while you're in graduate school, and NASP is part of that. We do require that every student have student liability insurance as well. Right now, I believe that is, I want to say it's $50 a year for $1 million coverage. And students, we have you buy that liability insurance because you will be oftentimes during your coursework working directly with young people, and in some cases going into others' classrooms, homes, things like that. So we want to make sure that you've got what you need in terms of liability insurance. The program and the university also have the university has liability insurance, but this is just an added layer of protection for you and at a very low cost. Some additional resources include a student group that we have. All students can be members of that. There's no cost or fees or expectations. It's just intended to be a support for you. We've got hundreds of supportive alumni in our region. We've got a program Facebook page and lots of resources on our webpage. In terms of a few other things to think about to help you with being successful. So successful program students usually communicate well with the faculty, share thoughts and opinions in the classroom. We often are fond of saying it's important to get comfortable being uncomfortable. If you're somebody who wants to avoid challenges and discomforts, it's going to be awfully difficult for you. We want you to get involved outside the classroom as much as you possibly can. So we indicated things like the student group. There are going to be lots of other optional opportunities. They're not required, and many students have been successful without doing a lot of those things, but those extra optional things will certainly enhance your skills and knowledge. We hope that you will value teamwork, collaboration, and developing interpersonally. Successful students will complete assignments with the mindset of a practitioner, not just essentially to get the assignment done, but to think more broadly as I am learning this because I will need to use it. I will need to use it in my internship. I will need to use it when I graduate. So if you have that mindset, you'll probably dig a little bit deeper with the assignment. And if you do, that will help you to be successful. And of course, we want you to maintain a growth mindset for yourself and others. Self-care is another really important topic that has come about in recent years and is very, very important to more on that as we move through the orientation on May 2nd and beyond. As far as students who struggle, they often don't let the faculty know when they are struggling. They don't communicate. They try to go it alone a little too much, and they may not prioritize graduate school, or they're simply trying to fit it in among many, many other things that they're trying to do. We recognize that you do have a life, you may have a family, you may have a job, you want to be active socially. Nothing wrong with any of those things, but at the end of the day, graduate school has to be up there as one of your very most important priorities. And if it is, you will certainly be successful. Real quickly, the May 2nd video conference, there's no set agenda. I've got on the screen some possible talking points, some things that we could talk about, everything from summer classes to parking, to fall registration. Any of those things are fair game, as would a variety of other things. That's all for me. I will catch up with you again on May 2nd at our video conference orientation. Thank you for taking the time to review this video. See you soon.